6:45. This is Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here's the news edited by Lal Mallawarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. 18-member Deregulation Commission to simplify existing laws. Alternative proposals with regard to payment of ₹1,000 minimum daily wage to estate workers will be submitted to the Parliament. Will be submitted to the Cabinet. It is reiterated that all parties must work towards sending the students to the schools under strict health safety measures. 3 new COVID-19 deaths push total to 222. Applications for training as family health officers have been called online. News overseas, Democrats seek Trump's removal from office. And those are the headlines. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has appointed an 18-member deregulation commission for the simplification of the existing laws and regulations in the interest of the people. The commission is co-chaired by former Secretary to the President and Principal Advisor to the President Lalit Weeratunga and John Keel's Group Chairman Krishan Balendra. Assess as to whether the issuance of the regulations and circular instructions has resulted in over-regulation and deviated from the scope and objectives of original legislations. Assess the relevance of them in the context of global standards and applicability of them in Sri Lankan context to identify new rooms to adopt to make the most effective modern regulatory systems. Assess the cost of enforcement to the state, compliance cost to the people, and potentials for the corruption and irregular practices associated with complex and over-regulatory systems. Identify areas where simplifications could be made to existing regulations and circular instructions, and to issue directions to do away, modify, if required, and simplify all such regulations. Study if repetition occurs due to issuing various approvals, permits, and licenses at the national level, provincial councils, and local authorities, and take necessary measures to amend such processes appropriately. The Commission is given 90 days to fulfill this task and issue instructions to relevant agencies as required. Minister Nimal Siripal De Silva says that alternative proposals with regard to payment of ₹1,000 minimum daily wage to estate workers will be submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers on Monday. A discussion in this regard was held at the Ministry of Labour with the participation of representatives of estate company administration, estate owners and trade unions. However, the discussion ended without reaching any decision. The minister stressed that government will never change its decision to pay a minimum daily wage of ₹1,000 to estate workers. Meanwhile, a discussion between visiting Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and General Secretary Ceylon Workers Congress Estate Minister Jivan Tundaman was held yesterday at the Indian High Commission's official residence in Colombo. Attention was focused to develop infrastructure facilities for the estate workers at this discussion. The Indian government is to grant financial assistance to several development projects in the upcountry areas. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Save your card with a balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
The total lives claimed by the COVID-19 pandemic in Sri Lanka reached 222 yesterday, as the Director General of the Health Services confirmed 3 more virus-related fatalities. According to the Department of Government Information, 3 men, including an elderly person, have died of coronavirus infection. Meanwhile, the total count of COVID-19 cases reported in Sri Lanka reached 46,780, as 532 more persons were tested positive for the virus. As per the Health Ministry's data, 39,661 of the confirmed patients have made complete recoveries from the virus so far. However, 6,897 active cases are still under medical care at selected hospitals and treatment centers across the country. A special discussion was held between Director General of SLBC Chandrapal Lenige and the Director of the Asian Region Radio Development Institute, P. Gnanapragasam, through video technology. The discussion was focused on the development of the radio transmission network between the two parties. The Director General of the SLBC also emphasized the need of expanding the cooperation through communication activities. Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Professor Kapila Pereira, said that all parties must work towards sending the students to the schools under strict health safety measures. All health guidelines with regard to the reopening of the schools on Monday have been issued to the relevant authorities. He said that principals, teachers, parents and students will be informed on the process of reopening of the schools with strict adherence to COVID-19 health regulations. On 11th January, the first term of the schools will begin for all students from grade 2 to 13. And that's local news.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Applications for the training as family health officers have been called online. Unmarried females who have passed GCE advanced level in 2015, 2016 or 2017 are able to apply. Further information can be obtained in the website www.health.gov.lk. And that came to you in Top News.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddha Lepa.
In Washlight, the Elections Commission has requested the people to ensure their names are in the 2020 electoral register. It said the people could also check the inclusion of their names with the respective Grama Niladhari or by visiting the Elections Commission website www.elections.gov.lk. In case of any discrepancy, the general public should contact the Commission over the telephone number 0112 860 031. I repeat, 0112 860 031 or on or before the 19th of this month. And that's Washlight. And moving on to world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
First, the headlines. Democrats seek Trump's removal from office. Boris Johnson condemns Donald Trump for sparking events. Australia to begin mass vaccinations in February. And those are the headlines. U.S. President Donald Trump's opponents in the two houses of Congress have called for him to be removed from office after the violent invasion of the Capitol by a mob of his supporters. Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer said Mr. Trump should be removed immediately. If he is not, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says he could be impeached. Donald Trump was completely wrong to cast doubt on the U.S. election and encourage supporters to storm the Capitol, Boris Johnson said. The UK Prime Minister said he unreservedly condemns the U.S. President's actions. Mr. Trump had urged protesters to march on the Capitol after making false electoral fraud claims. Facing fresh outbreaks of COVID-19, Australia's government has pledged to start mass vaccinations in February instead of March as was planned. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said regulators were now expected to approve the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine by the end of January. He announced the plans on Thursday as the cities of Sydney and Melbourne battled to control new clusters. And that's world news. And moving on to development news. The Army has set a new unit to uplift the country's agricultural sector to new heights. This could be in future demonstrate and execute military capabilities in this domain of national importance, as has already been done elsewhere in national infrastructure, urban beautification, tree planting, digging new tanks, constructing public utilities, developing public facilities, cultivations, road constructions and renovations. The Corps of Agriculture and Livestock expects to strategically support the state sector initiatives at national level to establish agriculture resource centres. And that came to you in development news. And in sports, the England cricket team all passed coronavirus tests after all-rounder Moeen Ali was found to have COVID-19 and have been cleared to start restricted training in Sri Lanka on Wednesday, a spokesman said. Moeen was found to have the coronavirus shortly after the squad arrived in Sri Lanka on Sunday and has been put in isolation in a hotel away from the other players. And that came to you in sports. And in business, the Bank of Ceylon will reach the golden landmark of 3 trillion rupees deposits, soon making it the only single entity in Sri Lanka. Bank of Ceylon chairman Kanchana Ratwatte says that they entered the year 2020 as the undisputed market leader with great hope and enthusiasm. However, with the pandemic that engulfed the entire globe, the bank had to change gear and focus as the unfolding situation compelled us to innovate fresh strategies to face the situation. And that is business news.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The insurance industry was able to achieve a growth of 3.7% in terms of overall gross written premium during the third quarter of 2020, recording an increase of 5.23 billion rupees when compared to the same period in the year 2019. The value of the total assets of insurance companies has increased to 747.48 billion rupees as at September 2020 when compared to 675.09 billion rupees recorded as at the end of September 30th, 2019.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, in the weather forecast, the Met Department says the showers will occur at times in northern, eastern, north central, central and Uva provinces. Fairly heavy showers above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in eastern and Uva provinces and in Matale and Nuwara districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places elsewhere after 1 p.m. today. And before we wind up this news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, let's look at the main points once again. 18-member Deregulation Commission to simplify existing laws. Alternative proposals with regard to payment of 1,000 rupees minimum daily wage to estate workers will be submitted to the Cabinet. It is reiterated that all parties must work towards sending the students to the schools under strict health safety measures. 3 new COVID-19 deaths push total to 222. Applications for the training as family health officers have been called online. News Overseas: Democrats seek Trump's removal from office. And that concludes this news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.